And they're like, no, you're using reverse racism. And it's like, no, you can't pull that card all the time.
And if
it's
you
not
notice,
your get out of jail
those who
free card.
pull the reverse racism card never pull the racism card first. All right. And we are biggity back. All right. So this segment, throughout the course of the show, I've been kind of talking about just things that I've been seeing on conservative threads, and I meant to do this segment on Saturday when we were doing the show, but then we stopped to do other things, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because it allowed me to see what I saw and kind of have a different perspective. Okay. Before I was feeling a little militant, you know what I mean?
Right.
Now I'm feeling less. I'm feeling more inclusive.
Oh,
and
okay.
and one thing I wanted to say is that, for starters, Black Lives Matter. When people say Black Lives Matter, and we've touched on this several times,
Yeah.
and it's one of those things where you kind of have to keep going at it because you can't let people change the narrative. Right now, you see everything, oh, pedophiles and sex traffickers. What about that? No, that's something totally different. We'll deal with that. We can deal with that together once Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Black Lives Matter doesn't mean your life doesn't matter. It's up to you to decide how you feel about your life. It just means regardless of however you feeling, Black Lives Matter.
Right.
It's not exclusive as much as it sounds. It's actually inclusive. Meaning, hey, my life matters. You know, so let's go deal with pedophiles.
We all have to care, yeah.
Yeah, we all have to care. We all have to care, and we all have to care about each other. And, you know, and whenever you fight that, then you're fighting the notion that we all have to care about each other.
Right.
And that's just not true.
And it's not American.
It's not American. So you hear a lot of things like racism is dead, or was dead, or you know, we even touched on this a little earlier. You know, reverse racism is a thing.
Right.
You know, all these things that never existed before, when racism was just the norm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it was just the norm, no one ever said the term reverse racism.
Right.
That's some shit that popped up recently.
Yeah, it's not very, very old.
Yeah, exactly. It's a baby. In terms of...
Yeah, it's not very... Every once in a while, it'll have a resurgence.
Exactly.
But, you know, especially when you calling somebody out and they're like, no, you're using reverse racism. And it's like, no, you can't pull that card all the time.
And
it's
if you
not
notice,
your get out of jail
those
free
who
card.
pull the reverse racism card never pull the racism card first.
Right.
Like, you ever say somebody that's like, it's usually when you say, like you said, you're a racist. Well, it's reverse. What about reverse racism? They never had, prior to being called out for being racist, they never had a problem with racism.
Right. They never used it as an offense, and now you want to use it as a defense.
They never walked around being like, yo, I'm offended right now. There's a lot of reverse racism going on. And I just don't.
Yeah.
Like, even when they talk about, like, the kids that you know, white kids that grew up in black neighborhoods.
Right.
And maybe they were picked on and things like that. Well, those kids never grow up feeling like people are being racist towards them. You know what I'm saying? And there has to be a question of why. Why? Is it because ultimately there's something in them, being that they're white, that they still kind of feel, a little, even though they're getting their ass kicked, they still feel a bit of superiority?
Yeah.
Ebro and them touched on that when they were talking shit about Howard Stern.
Yep.
That even though he grew up poor, it didn't mean that they still didn't have the white superiority mindset.
Right.
I don't feel that way, but
I don't either. After we talked about it, yeah, I don't feel like that.
But, you know, that's that's their show. Or that white kid just went in Rome, you in Rome. So he just feel like those are his people, even though ultimately he knows the difference. But then again, that person, sometimes they take that, but when they leave that area, it's not like they took what they grew up with. Like a black person, they usually whatever they learned and was molded into them in their hood, they take with them.
Right.
Even if, because it's not like everybody leave the hood and get all clean and shit. No. Some of them leave the hood and same way they were.
They take the hood with them,
Some of them were clean in the hood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they see somebody who's a lawyer right now. That doesn't mean he was a thug when he was 15.
Right. And he then transformed
like
like a superhero and shit.
Exactly. No, he was a cool kid in smarty pants in the hood, and now he's a lawyer.
Yeah.
And everybody in the hood knew he was going to become a lawyer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just talking about those white kids, it all depends on where they went. When Howard Stern seems to talk about his time in Roosevelt, he talks about it with a little bit of disdain. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He talks about it sentimentally, but even people who had a rough childhood in an abusive household will still have sentimental attachment to that household.
Yeah, sure.
You feel me? So, you know, so I don't know. I don't know if there's a little bit of truth to what they're saying based on where he went once he left that hood. Or not, but the point that I'm getting at is that sometimes good people just don't know any better, and I think we at a point now where we kind of have to get people away from saying, well, just because you didn't go get the information, you're a bad person. Maybe we all have to be the bearer of bad news.
Yeah.
And right now, until understandings are made, there's going to be a lot of bad news coming. And people are going to have to deal with that. Put it this way. Nick Wright from Speak for Yourself, he had a great point today. They were talking about the noose put in Bubba Wallace, the NASCAR driver.
Yeah, crazy story.
Garage, the only black NASCAR driver. And I love what NASCAR did. They went and they all stood with him and walked beside his car. Yo, check it out. It's on the internet.
Yeah, I think the whole,
Dope City to NASCAR.
I don't know. Yeah.
Not for nothing, NASCAR. Hey, you know what?
They surprised me.
You might get yourself another fan, bro.
Yeah, they surprised me.
Can you imagine NASCAR with a T4J symbol on that bitch?
Oh, that would be dope.
But yeah, I don't know, NASCAR, you might have. I like cars. I like driving fast.
I like watching them drive fast.
You know what I'm saying? I never really thought about it before because I didn't think it was for me. I didn't think my point of view was welcome in NASCAR.
I didn't think so either.
So now that, now that it's not about all that, it's just about enjoying NASCAR, let's roll.
Yeah.
Because they were making it seem like NASCAR was part of all that other bullshit.
Yeah, that's how I associate
exactly.
it.
Like you don't feel like you got to be down with the hood to go to a football game.
No.
You don't feel like you got to be down. Now, if you want to sit in down by the in the good seats, you might have to feel like you part of fucking Rodeo Drive or Park Avenue.
Yeah.
Either that or you got some tickets from work.
Yeah.
But, if you want to get in a box, you know the difference between you and the people who could afford that box.
But that's a totally different.
But ultimately, you do not have to feel like you are, in a different world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Baseball the same way.
Any
basketball
sport.
the same way.
Yeah.
Well, there was
Soccer.
a time soccer, but there was a time where NASCAR, the whole presentation was just engulfed in that. You know what I'm saying? So if you didn't agree with that, you just assumed that that's what the environment was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that may or may not have been true.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's like, for example, going to the Hershey, the car show in Hershey.
Yeah.
Every year.
Yep.
And yo, we were behind enemy lines, bro.
Oh my gosh.
This was during the Hillary Trump election, and all the lock her ups and all the
stickers, the posters,
just the calling this woman names, and you got women wearing things that are calling her names. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that that this lifestyle, these motherfuckers, you've also accepted that it's okay to call me dumb and call me this and call me that. I'll be that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and then you double down on it. And then it's become cool to double down on being dumb. You know what I mean? And to the point where you can't come out of it. To where you can't be like, nah, actually, I'm smart. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know,
now you can't redeem yourself.
Now you can't redeem yourself. Nobody don't want to hear you on shit because you've just doubled down on dumbness so much. So hopefully those who don't double down, we are here to give just a little bit of information, bro.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I don't, just real quick, but it's indicative of our history still up. What you were talking about, Hershey, that's up in Pennsylvania. Yeah. Which was one of the states. Exactly. One of the few states that really fought tooth and nail for slavery and against rights for black people. I mean, they enforced their laws.
Pennsylvania was in the Confederacy?
Yeah. Pennsylvania was one of the states that had the segregation laws.
Oh, okay. But they didn't have slavery. I mean, not in terms of Union and Confederacy.
You know what?
Pennsylvania is one of the first states. I don't think they were.
They're not part of the 13 colonies.
Probably not, but they're not part of the Union. They weren't in the Confederacy.
No, they were not. But they did have their own set of, like I said, segregation laws.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
They're pretty strict.
Yeah, they. I wouldn't doubt that at all. But
and even today, you still see it a little.
Oh bit. Yeah, you definitely still see it. Then again, you see it in South Jersey, you see it in upper North New York, like rural areas. You see it. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I don't know if I've seen it up in New York or New Jersey.
Really, South Jersey? Well, then you haven't talked to people that at our old job. I don't want to call any names, but they'll tell you straight up.
Interesting.
I've seen trucks. I've seen the Confederate flag in Jersey on people's shit, not like on anything. But yeah.
But yeah, the whole Bubba Wallace situation is really like that. That is upsetting. I mean, damn, dude's name is Bubba. Yeah, I mean, come on, seriously.
And the thing is that like I said, people have been convinced that racism is dead in this country or was dead, and that all this stuff is just bringing it up.
We just kicked it back up.
It's kicking it back up, but it was actually dead, and that these organizations, these organizations that are trying to shine light on it are just stirring up something that wasn't stirred. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They're starting up something. Yeah.
Yeah. So when they say that makes me ask two questions. The first question is, are you saying that when you're saying racism is dead, do you really mean it's kind of like the monster movie where the monsters actually sleep? You know what I'm saying? Down in the cave, and then these
dormant.
Dormant, and these assholes come down and they
wake it up.
Look at this, a monster. Wake up. And then it wakes up and we got racism everywhere.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't dead. It was just waiting for some shit to wake it back up. Or are you saying that it's actually dead? Like racism didn't exist. It was wiped off. It was eradicated.
Extinguished.
Eradicated.
That's ignorance.
And then these organizations created racism. They saw an opportunity to create racism. They invented it. They reinvented racism.
Because we need other problems.
Yeah. They found the blueprint to racism because that's exactly what black people need. Black people need to, but the problem is with that argument is if you say that racism didn't exist until these organizations came around, then you're saying that they are the racist ones. But who are they racist towards? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If Black Lives Matter or I hear this Antifa, I gotta look them up, and I promise on the next show I'm gonna look them up and find out who the fuck they are. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta get educated on that. But either way, Black Lives Matter. If you're saying Black Lives Matter is a racist organization, who are they racist towards? White people? So are we now equating them to like an extreme? Yeah, like, and they're racist to white people for what? To what end?
Right. For what reason?
Yeah, for what reason? To white people are the majority. So what are they racist to what? For what end? Like,
Right.
like give us what? Stop doing what? Or you need to do what? You know what I'm saying? Like, generally, racism is a position of power, and that's another reason why when they say, "Hey, it's reverse racism," it can't be, because if when the slave, you think the slaves weren't racist towards their masters, but did it fucking mean anything?
Yeah, no, because it didn't go anywhere.
It meant nothing.
It meant,
It meant
exactly.
nothing. It's like ants might be speciesism. That's not a word.
No,
But
it's not.
but let's just say it was. Maybe ants have issue with us, with humans, but we don't even fucking notice. Every time you see ants, they could be just look at them
Speciesisms.
yeah, look at these fucking humans. Fucking
Yeah.
dirty humans.
All tall and lanky and
You human
heavy.
nerds.
Yeah. We're hated on by the ant
You know what I'm saying?
colonies.
But we don't. It's irrelevant. It doesn't register. We don't care. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
it's so small, it doesn't
It's so
even
small.
ring. On
It doesn't even ring. Exactly. So that's the reason why you can't scream this reverse bullshit. It's you know, it's like Goliath saying, "Ouch." David pinched me. Ouch. He threw a rock at me. You know what I'm saying? Like no, you know, you're the big boys. You know what I'm saying? You use this tool.
Right.
Now you can't be like, ow, ow. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work that way. Racism is a position of power. I got to be in a position to exert my racism on you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Me just, and that's one of the things, like,
There's a feeling
with your brother in a situation, that situation where they was walking past the homeless dude, you know, our brother-in-law, and he said what he said.
Yeah.
And to a certain extent, yes, the guy was spewing off hate.
He was spewing hate.
And one might say he hates you for your race, but it could be more that he hates you for your position and the fact that you're just like him. You know what I'm saying? You weren't born here. You weren't this, that, and the other. Why are you so great? What happened? What's up with you? You know what I'm saying? What kind of privileges you got that I'm not even? Damn, I can't even get that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
None of that shit makes it right, but it makes it less. And it's still hate, but it's not.
That's the thing.
There's no power there.
There's hate in racism. That is the root of it. That is the root of racism is hate. What is the root of reverse racism? It's not hate.
Yeah, exactly. Guilt. I guess. I don't even know.
Like, yeah, but you're gonna hold guilt.
Like, you know what? It's bitch assness. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's gotta
bitch assness. It's like, what's at the root of? It's cowardice. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think is at the root of reverse racism. You know,
and if there isn't anything at the root, then it can't exist.
Because hate is at the root of racism, but racism is an instrument in power. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if you have two entities, neither one of them have the ability to exert power over each other, then it doesn't really matter. And that's one of the reasons why it's like, if you sit here trying to eradicate hate out of this world, or eradicate, I guess, racism out of this world, it's going to be tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, because you can't come at me with reverse racism. It doesn't wipe out your racism.
There is a term in the Asian community called Lu. It's kind of like
Lu?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's Lu. It's kind of like Karen. It's what Asian, and I don't know if it's Asian men or if it's the community as a whole, but it's what they call Asian women who attach themselves to white men. And they assume that they're just doing that that they're giving up themselves and they're just doing that because they want to be white, or they want to be attached to that, and to do so that they're projecting that submissive Asian woman stereotype.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
this is cool. This is fascinating.
The wife of that cop, that Derek.
Yeah, the
asshole.
Asian guy, the Asian cop.
No,
Oh,
he was the white one, the one that actually kneeled on his thing. He's married to an Asian woman.
Oh, okay.
And she filed for divorce immediately. She wanted to change her name. Well, she's getting, static from her community. They're calling her Lou, and they're calling her this, that, and the other.
Oh, wow.
So.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yeah. So, in that situation, one might ask, well, there's definitely a power dynamic there, because in their numbers, they're able to exert power over her. There's a reason why I guess a lot of these K-pop people commit suicide, because I guess the fan base just grinds them into a pulp, and that their money and their
that stress
and all that shit can't defend them from.
That shit fun.
Yeah, it is.
It's all fast and bouncy.
And then all they move, they be like,
yes. And then they're colorful and porcelain-like. You know what I mean?
All that shit is shot in front of green screen.
Yeah,
blue screen motherfuckers.
They're just so like dollish. They have like big hip doll hair and big doll eyes. Like they're all big and round with big eyelashes.
And they all like rail thin.
Yeah, and they're all like porcelain white with tiny little red lips.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to go too much into
it. Because anything beyond that might seem a little racist.
And it's just an observation.
Yeah. See, there's a line though. There's for comedians it's a little different because you're a comedian. But I think even for a comedian there's probably a line. I think maybe it's even in the delivery. But there is a line where you need to stop sometimes. You know?
I suppose. I mean, I guess it's also in the heart. Like, I don't have, once again, any hate for K-pop dudes. So if I question why do they appear so effeminate to me, that could be that there's so much layered in that question.
Yeah.
Why do they appear so effeminate to me? Why do I look at that and see that as effeminate? Right now I'm putting the focus more on me and what's wrong with me, but also just why is it? What's in the Korean diet that keeps them thin? You know what I'm saying? Like me and my questioning brain questions it for information, for to be included.
Yeah.
Not to exclude myself and just throw down destructive judgment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they eat tons of rice, and there's a lot of carbs in that. Like,
and it might be the dancing.
But I think they also walk a lot. I don't think they sleep as long as we do. They're probably more active. They're probably on the go all the time.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, but getting back to this thing, it's just that, so for people to say things like racism doesn't exist, it's one of those things that is like, where? Racism is dead in this country?
Yeah.
America? That's like, how? How do you get to that?
In what dimension?
Like, me, I like to do science. You know what I'm saying?
You like to do science.
I like to do science, man. Let's get my science on. So, Jeannie Buss, the owner of Lakers, she recently posted something on Instagram, just giving a shout out to Juneteenth. She understands. Don't get me started on sports and things like that, how that whole especially NFL is kind of set up off the plantation system. At least the NBA, you got a chance to buy your fucking freedom, man, and do your thing. But long story short, because I'm not even trying to get on that. See, you should have downloaded that sound effect.
Yeah.
See, told you.
I'm going to download a long story short sound effect.
You can't do it now. So
yeah.
Now you just got to pay attention. But so anyway, the owner of Jeannie Buss, she posted something on Juneteenth, giving a shout out to Juneteenth, and she should. 90% of her players are fucking black. Her stars are black. The reason why they might win the championship because of some black dudes. Mm-hmm. But even if that ain't the case, maybe she just sincerely want to give a shout out to Juneteenth. Well, this fan wrote back on her Instagram. He was like, I was a Laker fan for how many years? 50 or 60 years. Damn it. I hate my
So he's a Laker fan for a long time.
Yeah, my Chromebook, what it happens is it goes, yeah. He says, after 60 years as a huge Lakers fan, I now say to hell with the overpaid N-word traders in the NBA. Go to hell and join N-word Kobe Bryant. Joe is his name, and they redacted his last name, but I'm just going to assume he said Joe N-word. Because it seems like everything that's redacted is N-word. So, there's so much to break down here scientifically.
I was wondering where the science came in.
All right. First off, now he says to hell with the overpaid N-word traders in the NBA. I don't know. They've always gotten paid.
Yeah.
I guess now he has a problem with how much they make. But obviously, the fact that he mentions it, there's a little bit of hateration in there. And for all I know, this dude could be Joe N-word, could be getting paid 10 times more than any of these overpaid N-words.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Overpaid N-word traders, actually.
Traders.
And at some point, he was cool with them being traders as well, N-word traders. Even at some point, so he was cool with everything as long as these N-words shut up and dribbled. You get the common denominator here. Mm. You can be overpaid, you N-word. You can be a trader, you N-word.
Yep.
But once you start freaking getting out of your place and doing other things other than basketball, now I had enough. I don't even know what they did to be a trader.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Because he didn't,
He doesn't say.
He didn't really, say. But for 60 years, he put up with it.
Seems like he's a man of few words.
60 years, he put up with it, and now he's a little pissed.
Now. Oh, well, everybody has a breaking point. I guess his was 60 years.
Now he's pissed that they're overpaid, and he's pissed that they're traders, and he's pissed that he's cool with them. He just didn't like the fact that one of his joined them. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So as long as these N-words shut up and dribble and know their place, and you stand with me with keeping them in their place, it's all good. Mm-hmm. That's the reason why those marriage laws were there. Because we can't have you marrying these N-words and then these N-words thinking that they one of us.
Yeah.
What, you want us to have Thanksgiving with this fucking N-word?
Yeah, no, you got to set a precedence there.
Yeah, no, you know better, right? Mm-hmm. You can't be marrying these N-words. Get out of here. That's like marrying your horse. Like, no.
Yeah, it's unheard of.
No, we sit here and watch them entertain us. And once they start talking all that other stuff, then now I'm out of here. So that's that. There's a little bit of hateration in the fact
that is an insane letter.
That the N-words get paid. But what's even more, and he started it by calling her a whore.
That is true hate right there.
So there's so much hate in that, in the sense that, once again, it's power.
That's embedded hate because, okay, so 60 years he's been a fan, right? So which has to make him, let's just say that at least 70.
You about to make my point.
No.
Yes, you are.
Oh, I didn't even know.
I told you earlier. He's at least 70, so that means he's old. And go ahead.
Oh, no, I totally forgot we had that conversation.
No, do your thing. Go ahead. No, you'll be better at it.
I'm just saying he should be tired now. Like,
he should be tired now? What
he's 70. I mean, come on, you're 70. Go chill out on the porch.
You should be tired of being a racist.
Yeah, like that's a lot. It's a long time to carry it around.
But do you ever get tired of being a racist? Do you ever, you know what I'm saying? Like why would you be tired of being a racist? Like, in fact, I would think the older you get, the more racist you become, because the older you get, the more things change in your life, things that you have no control over. You know.
Yeah.
By the time you're this old, your grandkids probably don't fucking agree with you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Your kids probably still do, but your grandkids don't. Mm-hmm. Or your great grand.
You're the crazy old grandpa, racist grandpa.
But what I was gonna get at is that when they're saying that there's no more racism in this world, in this country, sorry, it's how do this guy has been a fan, like you said, for 60 years. So he's probably 70, 80 years old. Mm-hmm. Let's say he became a fan at 5 years old. His father, whatever. So he's 65. So his father might still be alive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's very true. Very possible.
So, and this happened on Friday. So let's just say he's 65. I mean, his father's still alive, the person who taught him that bullshit. Mm-hmm. And he probably has children that are still alive.
Yep.
That he have that are well into their adulthood. Mm-hmm. That he taught that bullshit.
The 3 generations.
That might even have young bambinos right now in the toddler to teenage that are being taught that bullshit.
Yep.
So there's no chain. When does the chain be broken? And let's say this guy was a cop. He was a cop. He was on the force for 40 years. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just retired 10 years ago. His son, because, white guys get a cop. His son probably get to automatically be a cop. They probably be like, oh, you're white? Yeah.
It's like something that's handed down.
Yeah, don't even worry about it. You ain't.
Yeah, it's like something that's handed down.
Don't I got to go to the academy? Yeah, but you ain't, man. Mm-hmm. So, son is a cop. And now, his son is about to be a cop.
Yep.
Or wants to be a cop. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Or maybe he wants to be a judge. You know what I mean?
Or a detective or something in law.
Yeah, something along those lines. So, there you have 3 generations of racism embedded in the system. And then on top of that, you have books on laws on the books, language on the books that support what they feel.
Right.
So that's how at 70 years old, you never get tired of being a racist, because it's still in fashion. You know what I mean? Like, it's
awful.
It's still vogue to be a racist.
It's awful.
And now that people are fighting that is not, they're fighting against it, and they're being a little crazy. So
crazy ass old people. Crazy ass old people.
So what I wanted to do is is kind of just give a little bit of play. I wanted to play a couple of speeches that really hit home about how but before I do that, this thing just gonna go into Jim Crow a little bit, and I may not even get to all of the speeches, or maybe just play like a minute or so of them. Mm-hmm. But because I definitely want to go into the Jim Crow thing real quick, just to show people how just how these laws are got on into the system, into the thing. So because that same 60-year, that's still that fan of 60 years. Mm-hmm. Was alive when all this shit was at its height. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, he's alive now, but he was at his height. He was the man. He probably had a full set of hair, you know what I'm saying? Beard and
laws are changing, and
you know what I'm saying? He was right there in the thick of things. He got to enjoy all this shit that we're talking about right now.
Right.
So, so there's no way it can be dead. It can't be dead because the numbers doesn't say it's dead. The math says it's still there. So I see that we have a new sponsor situation going on. Well, a new affiliate shit going on. Yeah, I don't want to talk about my sponsor, and then they be like, "Nah, I ain't sponsoring you."
Yeah, no, they're our
I'm just
affiliate.
affiliate with you.
Yeah,
Affiliated. But yeah, it's Adidas.
but I'm proud that they are affiliated.
Yeah, Adidas
with us.
Big deal, bro.
Adidas is a big deal.
You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know,
Very excited about that
I've
one.
been wanting to get my tracksuit on.
Yeah. Well, all their shit is dope.
Yeah, and not only that, their deals are legit. Like, 30% off.
Oh yeah.
10% off on this item, 30% on that order or that item.
I like that the prices are good as they are, and then you get a percentage off, and it's just that much better.
Have you ever had a pair of Adidas?
Yeah, I have a pair of Adidas right now.
Oh yeah.
I have a blue pair of Adidas, which are freaking awesome.
I used to have Adidas.
You got me those.
I used to have Adidas way back in the day, even back in the day, like I'm talking about Run DMC. Like,
I had shell toes.
Yeah, I had shell toes.
Yeah.
With the I always had shoestrings. I never went without the shoestrings.
Oh yeah, I had shoestrings
but I had
too.
the fat laces.
Yes, because you have to have the fat laces on shell toes.
Are they even around anymore?
Fat laces? Yeah.
Well, get you some Adidas and get you some fat laces.
I'm gonna get you a new pair with some fat laces.
You can get the Adidas from TMC4JMC.com.
Yep, and get a good deal on them as well.
Deal. Hidden closet. As far as the fat laces, I'm sure Google
they probably have them too.
Yeah. But yeah, check that out. And with that, we're gonna take a briggity break.
Top City.
Thanks for watching, and to see more T4J content, please visit TMC4JMC.com, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff, because we appreciate your support. Alright? Peace. Cool.